If you're searching for a MagSafe case for the Z Fold 8, stop. Samsung's magnetic system isn't MagSafe at all, and buying the wrong case means your charger won't snap on right. What every case on this list actually has is a built-in magnet ring tuned to work with Apple's MagSafe accessories and Qi 2 chargers. Samsung just borrowed the standard. So we're not ranking these 5 by who slaps MagSafe compatible on the box. We're ranking them by actual magnet strength, hinge safe fit, and whether the built-in screen protector holds up under daily folding. Stick around, because the case that wins this list isn't the strongest magnet on paper. It's the one that got the hinge engineering right. But first, the one you should skip. SUPCASE UB Grip MagSafe Case for Galaxy Z Fold 8. This is SUPCASE's full-coverage kickstand case, and it front-loads its protection. A built-in HD tempered screen protector rated at 95% or higher light transmittance, full hinge coverage, and a 4-corner airbag design. SUPCASE has it drop-tested from 15 feet and certified to MIL-STD-810H-516.8. That's a named third-party military drop standard, not just marketing language, and it's worth noting because a lot of budget cases claim military grade without ever citing the spec they're tested against. The magnet is genuinely strong. SUPCASE builds this around an N52 magnetic ring rated at 1,500 grams of holding force, enough to keep a MagSafe charger locked on through normal handling, car mounts included. Here's where it costs you though. Because the screen protector is built into the case frame, you can't swap in your own premium glass later. What you get in the box is what you're stuck with if it scratches. And that 2-in-1 kickstand and ring holder, while genuinely useful for propping the phone up, adds a permanent metal loop to the back. That's the kind of daily carry friction spec sheets don't capture. The textured anti-slip sides also mean this case grips your hand well, but isn't the case you want if you're sliding your phone in and out of a tight pocket all day. Verdict: this is the case for someone who wants total coverage and doesn't mind a bulkier daily carry profile. If your priority is pocket speed or a slim silhouette, it's not for you, which is exactly why it opens this list instead of closing it. This next pick keeps the hinge protection, but swaps SUPCASE's all-in-one bulk for something built around premium materials instead. BENKS ArmorGrid Air Grand Combo for Galaxy Z Fold 8. BENKS ships this as a 3-piece kit, a genuine Kevlar fiber back case, a matching Kevlar front frame, and a fitted Glass Warrior HD screen protector, all designed together instead of bolted on separately. That matters for the lip conflict problem, because the case and the screen protector are engineered as one matched set. Rather than a case designed around a generic third-party glass, you don't get the raised edge bubbling that happens when a case lip pushes up against premium tempered glass installed after the fact. The case itself weighs from 28 grams, and BENKS uses a raised aluminum lens frame around the camera instead of one flat molded block. That isolated rim design is what keeps a case lying flush on a desk instead of rocking on the high point of the camera housing. The magnet is rated at 10 newtons of holding force. Converted to the gram force figure most other brands publish, that's roughly 1,020 grams, meaningfully softer than the SUPCASE case we just covered. You'll still get a secure charger snap, but if you're cross-shopping by raw magnetic pull, this isn't the strongest in this lineup. The bigger catch: BENKS built this specific combo exclusively for the standard Z Fold 8, not the Fold 8 Ultra, and not earlier Fold generations. If you're ordering for a different variant, this is the wrong link, full stop. Button feedback and port clearance with thick cables aren't detailed on the listing, so I'm not going to guess at either. Verdict: best for someone who wants a lighter, more premium-feeling case and is fine with mid-pack magnet strength in exchange for the matched screen protector fit. If magnet strength matters more to you than the material story, hold that thought, because 2 of the next 3 cases publish real numbers, and they're not close to each other. WSKEN Magnetic 360 degrees ring stand case for Galaxy Z Fold 8. WSKEN's angle here is the kickstand, not the magnet spec. The 360-degree ring is built from zinc alloy rather than plastic, which is the difference between a stand that flexes under a video call and one that holds an angle. It rotates freely, and the case ships with 2 HD screen protectors in the box. A second one for whenever the first gets scratched, which solves the one strike and you're buying more glass problem some competitors have. WSKEN lists the magnet as an N52 array for MagSafe compatibility, but doesn't publish a gram or newton figure on the listing, so I won't invent one. What we can say is it uses the same magnet grade, N52, as the SUPCASE case above, which is a genuinely strong neodymium rating, just without a measured number attached to confirm exactly how it stacks up. The slim, matte finish is doing double duty on the friction problem. It's smooth enough to slide into a pocket without catching, but that same smoothness, plus the raised metal ring, means it's less secure on a tilted surface, like a car dash, unless the ring is folded flat first. Hinge protection here is auto-closing rather than manual, which matters on a foldable. You're not relying on remembering to seat a hinge cover every time you close the phone. One real limitation. This listing is specific to the standard Z Fold 8. WSKEN sells a separate case for the Fold 8 Ultra and Fold 7 under a different listing, so double-check you're buying the version that matches your exact phone before you order. Verdict: best for anyone who actually uses a kickstand daily, for calls, video, or propping the phone at a desk, and is willing to trade a confirmed magnet number for a metal stand that won't wobble. Now, here's where the magnet numbers actually get interesting, because the next case publishes a figure well above everything we've covered so far. FNTCASE Clear MagSafe Case for Galaxy Z Fold 8. This is the only clear case on the list, which means the yellowing question actually applies here. FNTCASE's listing states the case uses what it calls Bayer's Ultra Clear TPU and PC material paired with a nano antioxidant layer to resist staining and yellowing over time. That's the brand's own claim, not something independently verified by a long-term teardown or review. So treat it as a manufacturer promise rather than a tested outcome. Where this case actually separates itself is magnet strength. FNTCASE builds it around 38 individual N52 magnets, rated at 2,400 grams of magnetic attraction. That's the highest published figure of any case on this list, well above the SUPCASE case's 1,500 grams, and roughly double the BENKS case's converted 1,020 grams. If your entire reason for buying a magnetic case is confidence that a MagSafe charger won't slip off mid-call, this is the number to beat. FNTCASE also builds in tiered raised lips instead of one flat edge, 2.5 millimeters over the camera, 1.5 millimeters around the screen bezel, and 0.5 millimeters on the back corners. That graduated approach is what keeps the case flush on a table, despite the camera housing's height difference from the rest of the back panel. The catch is the same one we've hit twice already. This listing is built exclusively for the standard Z Fold 8, not the Ultra. And because the screen protector is built into the case frame, you're again locked into FNTCASE's glass rather than your own preferred brand. Verdict: if raw magnetic hold strength is your deciding factor, this is the strongest number on the list. The anti-yellowing claim is a bonus you'll have to judge for yourself over time. That's the strongest magnet on this list. But magnet strength isn't the whole story. The case that actually wins this ranking does it with hinge engineering, not raw pull force. Spigen Slim Armor Pro S MagFit for Galaxy Z Fold 8. Spigen's approach here is different from everything else we've covered. Instead of leading with a magnet number, they lead with hinge mechanics, a patented spring hinge that automatically and fully encloses the hinge every time you close the phone. No manual seating required. It's paired with Spigen's SecuLink system, which uses SUS420F heat-treated steel pins to physically interlock the front and rear panels together, which Spigen says is built to resist the loosening that happens to cheaper two-piece cases after months of repeated folding. The kickstand is the standout feature on this specific S variant, a 360-degree rotating stand precision-machined from 6061 aluminum, genuine aircraft-grade alloy, not a plastic ring dressed up to look metal. So it holds an angle in landscape or portrait without flexing or developing play over time. Combined with Spigen's air cushion technology at the corners, this is the case on the list built to sit dead flat on a desk without rocking. The construction is multi-layer PC and TPU, and the case uses what Spigen calls sound tunnel technology around the microphone and speaker cutouts, precision channels meant to keep call and video audio clear rather than muffled by a thick case wall. Spigen doesn't publish a specific gram or newton figure for this variant's MagFit magnets, so I'm not going to attach a number to it. What's confirmed is Qi 2 certified wireless charging support, meaning it charges through the case without you removing it. The catch: this is a 2026 release built specifically for the Z Fold 8 wide format phone, not the Ultra. Same limitation as 3 of the 4 cases above it on this list, so triple check your model before ordering. Verdict: This wins not because it has the biggest magnet number, but because it's the only case here solving the hinge durability problem with engineered mechanics instead of just a cover. So here's how this actually breaks down by what you need. If raw magnet strength is your priority, FNTCASE's 2,400 gram figure beats every other published number here. If you actually use a kickstand daily, WSKEN's zinc alloy ring or Spigen's aluminum 360-degree stand both outperform a flat back. If you want the lightest, most premium-feeling material, BENKS's Kevlar combo is the one to grab. And if you want the case that gets the hinge itself right, the part that actually breaks on a foldable over time, Spigen's Slim Armor Pro S is the winner on this list.